This morning, dock workers are hitting the picket lines in a strike that could have major nationwide impacts. Right now, workers are beginning to picket at 36 ports from Texas to Maine, and it's the first time the International Longshoremen's Association has gone on strike in nearly 50 years. Automation and wages are at the center of the dispute. The union's 45,000 workers are calling for a ban on automation to protect jobs, and they want a pay raise, which the union's president says is necessary to make up for years of small raises that fall below the inflation rate. The strike could significantly impact the supply chain and, as a result, your finances. And leading into that, our financial advisor, Mark Revicheski, is joining us now on Zoom this morning to break this down for us. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning to you, Devin. Great to see you again.
All right, well, let's get to this. How do you anticipate this will impact the economy over the next few weeks and beyond if the strike continues?
Yeah, as we saw during the COVID pandemic, if you remember, any time there's a breakdown in supply chain, which is that's what this essentially is. It causes severe disruption to the U.S. economy, but it's not just a shutdown of finished goods being, either imported or exported through these shipping ports. It's also movement of parts and supplies and raw materials that comes to a grinding halt. Ultimately, fewer goods are manufactured, produced, and purchased either domestically or abroad. There's some initial estimates, Devin, that each day this strike lasts could cost the economy about $5 billion in lost economic growth.
So, in what ways, if any, will this directly impact consumers and families, including here in the Quad Cities?
Well, again, as we saw during the global pandemic, the end result of this supply chain disruption, it can be highly inflationary because there are fewer goods on shelves or in business inventories. It kind of creates this upward pressure on consumer prices on everything from food to clothing to medicines and many household items. And remember, as families have already been struggling with high inflation for nearly 4 years now. The last thing they need is yet another spike in prices. But remember this, Devin. We're exactly 1 month away from the November-December retail holiday shopping season.
Yeah, I know, and that's why this is even more of a big deal. And
Yep.
how does this fit into the broader trend of strike activity we've seen over the past few years?
Well, this environment is a little bit different. I mean, if you go back a few more years during the height of that labor shortage, you know, the leverage was really on the employees because companies around the United States were so desperate for workers. But now I think that balance is kind of shifted more to 50-50. We are seeing a little bit of a weakness in the labor market over the past 6 to 9 months. But again, this causes such a disruption to the broader U.S. economy that, obviously we hope this strike ends soon and everything works itself out.
Yeah, this is just something that can have far-reaching impacts, and we appreciate you coming in, Mark, again, and sharing this with us. And this is something that we're going to stay on top of.
Great to see you again. Enjoy the rest of your day, Devin. Take care.
You too. All